Hello, you're watching NTV Houston. This is Sarah Chauhan.
And this is Atif Qureshi.
Today we have someone very special joining us from Houston, someone who has suffered immense loss due to coronavirus pandemic. Yes, I'm talking about Wahida Hussain. Wahida has unfortunately lost her parents to the corona pandemic very recently. A loss that nothing can ever recover. We at NTV Houston salute her for the immense courage and Mauricio for coming forward to spread awareness in the world around her. Hello Wahida, thank you for joining us on NTV Houston. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just coping with the loss of my parents, and I know time will heal, but I just want to express how important we all need to take these precautions seriously.
Yes, thank you very much, Veda, for giving us time. We understand that it's really hard time for you, for your family. We just want to know a little bit about your parents, and the purpose for this show is that maybe you can make people understand that how serious this is now, so that people can take safety measure. So I just want to know that how it happened, how your parents got this coronavirus, and when you
That's the
the first
thing.
time you got to know.
So the thing is, we don't know when and how and who infected us. I just know that the symptoms started on the 30th, and for each one of us, the symptoms were different. It was from my dad, it was just loss of appetite, loss of taste, and he had stopped eating. And that was March 30th. And for my mom, it was a cough. For me, it was fever and fatigue and weakness in my legs and tightness in my chest. I couldn't, when I breathed it in, when I was taking my breaths, it was just so painful. And at that point, I was taking care of two sick parents, and they were coming every day. Their health was just decreasing, and their demise was going so fast that I didn't have time to deal with me. And I was tested on Thursday, and my dad, I took him to the ER on Friday the 3rd, and my mom, the ER, I took her on the 4th, because as I said, the symptoms was, everything just happened so fast, and there was it was just no time to sit and think about where and how we got affected. We just know that we were affected, and the last time I saw my parents, the last time anyone saw my parents was dropping them off to the ER, and you were not even able to say goodbye, or you just have to drop and drive off. And that was the hardest thing I had to do. And people need to realize that that's what's going to happen if they don't take this. They're not going to see their family members, and they're not going to be able to hold them and hug them and just be with their family.
Right. When did your parents first realize that they were coronavirus positive?
My dear, we did not realize, we did not think that they had coronavirus. We just were dealing with being sick from the March 30th and the week of March 30th, which was the end of the March into April. No one realized that we had coronavirus. It was just the symptoms were not, like I said, they were telling us, expect these symptoms, expect a fever, expect a cough, but we just didn't put it together. And that week for me, it was just, I keep replaying it in my mind to see how that all happened and what did I miss. But Oni Allah knows, Oni Allah knows what was transpiring behind.
Okay, Wahida, right now you are also suffering from, you are self quarantine right now, in self quarantine, and you are staying at home. You also have the coronavirus positive, say. So
Yeah.
just tell a little bit about that. Do you have any idea how did you catch it, or how your parents catch it?
No, there's no telling how we caught it. And I don't even know. I know that I was doing essential shopping, and I would take my mom and dad as elderly people. They wanted to be at the house. So I would take them and leave them in the car and say, Mom, Dad, sit in the car. I'm just going to run in. I'm going to come back. And So I don't know if this happened while I was doing essential shopping, and I just cannot tell you pinpoint it. All I know is that it did happen, and it happened fast. It was the demise of my parents, and their decreasing health was so fast.
And when the last time, I mean, you drop your parent to the emergency at Sugarland Methodist Hospital, it was on Friday, I think. And how long it take?
So from my dad, I dropped off on the 3rd, and my mom on the 4th. So my mom passed away on Tuesday the 7th, and my dad passed away on Wednesday the 8th.
So
And it was literally hours apart, and it was less than a week they were in the ER. Less than a week they were in the hospital in ICU.
Wahida, as you are corona positive right now and you are in self quarantine, what precautions, or I should say measures you are taking right now?
We are taking all of the measures of all of the disinfecting and wiping down each door handles we've touched, everything that we touch, we're wiping down, because I have a 5-year-old, and yes, she came into she was exposed to us, and so for kids, they're saying that they're not going to suffer as much because they have a healthier immune system than we, but we're just dealing with all of that. Disinfecting and wiping down, and if we get groceries delivered, we're having people just leave it outside the door, and then we're bringing it in and washing off everything with hot water and soap, and just taking those precautions right now, because we don't know if we're going to test positive again for coronavirus, and we don't know how long this virus will last.
And Wahida, who else at your home is suffering from the coronavirus?
So my husband was tested positive, and his brother was tested positive. They're asymptomatic right now. They're asymptomatic right now, and so they're not having symptoms. So we're just taking those precautions as wiping down the doors and handles to make sure that if anyone else does come in contact, they're not going to get the virus.
And I want to know, for the people who are suffering from the same disease. I just want to know that you three of you are staying at home. So how is your life going on? How you, I mean, if you need something, you are not able to go outside of your home. So how people are coming? If you need some grocery or something else, how
So
how are you?
we have friends and family that are delivering groceries, but then if we want the additional stuff, I'm ordering on Instacart and having them buy my groceries for me and bring it home. And um, so there's been a lot of hiccups with that, because the grocery stores are not having what you place in your cart, and you're having to just replace some of the items as they're shopping for you. But then, we have a support system right now that's bringing things and leaving in front of the door, or someone will drop food off and they'll call us, and we'll open the garage quickly and take the food inside and bring it in. I mean, never in my life would we witness something like this, a pandemic, that we all have to be so cautious and so careful right now, because we do not want to spread it to anyone else.
Wahida, right now, as you are COVID-19 positive, and what is your daily routine these days?
So we're all quarantined in the house. Everyone has their own room, and everyone's staying separate because we cannot see each other. So we're basically waking up and we're having our breakfast. Then another person will come to the kitchen and have their breakfast. But as we do that, we're constantly disinfecting every place that we go. And I have a daughter that's 5, and I cannot touch her, and I cannot hold her. I cannot I cannot hold her. She misses her grandparents so much. So imagine a 5-year-old asking, what happened? Where are they? Are they ever coming back? Is Allah going to bring them back to us? And these questions you're just having to answer and tell her, no, they're not coming back, but mama cannot hold you. I cannot console you right now. Just give me some time, and that we can console each other when after quarantine is over.
So, Vahita, when the last time you were able to talk to your parents, or what we can say, what was the last meeting you had with your parents? It was through one-to-one or
My
through video call?
So we had my parents were both sedated, and we did video. The hospital allowed us to do video conference with them, and so we could do their the Quran recitations or Yasin. All these things were recited to my parents whilst they were sedated, so they could just have their last Islamic rites as parents. So we did everything over Zoom. It was through Zoom conference.
So,
I'm sorry, my
you can adjust it.
Yeah. Yeah, Wahida, my question is that what is your motivation right now as you are facing a lot?
my motivation being as our Islamic right, if we can save one life, we're saving the humanity. That's part of the Islamic teaching. You save one life, you're saving the humanity. So I want people to know that this virus is not a joke. It's not a hoax.
Right.
It is such a serious virus, and we all need to do as a community is not go out, not put other people's lives at risk. Don't put your life at risk. Don't put your family's life at risk. To take heed to all the warnings, wear the mask, wear the gloves, sanitize, do everything you can to protect your family. Because your family is here one minute and they'll be gone the next. And was it really worth it just not taking those precautions, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Vahita, were you able to? I mean, yeah, you were not as you are in self quarantine. You wouldn't be able to attend the final funeral arrangement. But how who did the arrangement and how it happened? Would you like to tell
So
a little bit?
my nephew and my older brother did everything. My nephew was in Chicago, and my brother was in he's in Georgia. So we did everything through via online and talking to we did everything through Hamza Funeral Home Service. So they were very kind to us, and they as you can see, the gentleman there from in the blue shirt, he's from I'm sorry, in the striped black shirt, he's from Hamza, and he's the one that performed the janaza prayers. And you could see how it's for a janaza that's supposed to have 5 people and more. It was 4 because we cannot attend those janazas. And we have to watch people in hazmat suits bury your parents. So this is very gut wrenching because you know that you're not going to be able to go to the janaza. You're not going to be able to see them and touch them and have anything to do with them after they pass because they're dying from COVID. And here in Texas, we were lucky enough to have a service, but there's other states that are not giving the bodies back to the family members. They're just giving mass graves. And one good thing about Texas is, and here being in Fort Bend County, is that we were allowed to do this for them, their last rites.
Okay. Wahida, my question is that what you doing for you and your family for boosting your immune system?
We're doing, a lot of people are saying to drink the hot lemon water and just keep drinking and taking steam, and as much as you can do is have the heat because the virus does not like the heat. So we're drinking a lot of orange juice and drinking the zinc, and I'm sorry, eating apples because apple has zinc in it. So we're boosting this way, and we're eating black seed or kalonji as they're calling it. So we're doing that to boost the immune system right now.
Yeah.
And Vahida, what would you like to say to those people who are still not taking this virus seriously?
I would like to say to them that coronavirus is not a joke. It's a pandemic, and it's going to continue to grow. And a lot of our community is taking it as a hoax and they're taking it as a joke. And I've seen videos where they're so joking about coronavirus. But we as a community need to stand strong and be vigilant and understand that this virus is going to take your family from you, and understand that the symptoms you get are not, some people will have symptoms, some people will not have symptoms. For those that have the symptoms, they will have weakness, they will have fatigue. And I want our community to know to stay home, wash your hands, wear the gloves, wear the mask, wear whatever you have to do to protect yourselves when you do decide to go out.
Yeah, Vaida, has doctor has given you any special medicine or anything which you're using these days?
The doctors, if you're not suffering from the virus, as others are suffering, so I had the heavy breathing and stuff. My doctor, she gave an inhaler and she gave um, just a little cough pill just to keep the cough from coming up. Um, one of the symptoms that you're getting is a little bit blood in your, when you bring up that cough, when you're coughing and that phlegm that's coming up, you will see a little bit blood sometimes. And that's what I had. So my doctor gave the inhaler just to keep me from having those symptoms just in my chest. And I also took a Z-Pack, which is the azithromycin, which is the Z-Pack. So I did take a Z-Pack as well. That's all that I took, but everything else was natural. And I've taken it, I took a 5-day course of the Z-Pack.
Vaida, in this situation, how your people, your relative, your neighborhood supporting you?
Well, we are doing Zoom, so my relatives could not come to witness. My brothers and sisters, there's 5 of us, there's 5 siblings, and we could not be together to bury my parents. And we are all doing Zoom chats and Zoom conference, and we're all staying in touch through WhatsApp. And for the community, we have a few family members that for my husband here and his friends. They've been supporting us by calling and bringing groceries over and leaving it in front of the house, and they've been calling every single day to just check in to see how we're doing. And not seeing people and not interacting, it's so hard, because as you're mourning the loss of your parents, you cannot there's no words that can replace them, and there's no words that I can say. This is just this has been a very difficult week for us, and so hard, because I'll never be able to see my parents. I'll never be able to smell them. I'll never be able to touch them ever again. And they were beautiful people, my parents, very beautiful. They taught us to teach others through your mistakes, teach others through what you would want them to learn and pick up from you, and guide people that way.
Yes, yes, it's really hard time for you, as this is a big loss for you. But I think you're really I think you are really strong woman, and we can pray for you. We can pray for your family. Anything we would like to wrap up the program. Anything in the last? Would you like to say anything? Any message?
I want to add something here. Wahida, I just want to know what advice or tips would you like to share with us or with our viewers? We just want to know your tips.
My advice is to be cautious. Know your surroundings. When you go out, wear the mask, wear the gloves. Take this virus seriously. If you do get the virus, do the steams that they're saying at home. Use all of the natural herbs, and I think there's whatever you know that's natural that you're hearing about. Take advice from those people and use the natural stuff as well. And also, the steams are so important. Drink as much warm and hot liquids as you can, because that's what's going to kill the virus, that hot liquid and the warmness. And if you do have symptoms that are stronger than what I had, go to the ER. Do not infect the whole entire house, because you're not wanting to go to the ER because you're suffering immensely, you need to go, and you need know that there's a chance that you may come back home, you may not, but just do what you have to protect your family.
Thank you very much, Wahida, for talking with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Wahida, we truly appreciate you taking the time to come put and speak with NTV Houston at such grief-stricken times. We assure you that the entire NTV Houston family stands with you during these times, and that the experience and tips shared by you will go a long way spreading awareness amongst common people around the world.
And we can understand it's really hard time for you, but we thank you for giving us time, and we hope everybody stay home, follow all the tips and take all the safety measure, and be safe, take care of yourself and take care of your family.
Right. So that's all for now. This is Sarah Chauhan signing off. Stay tuned with NTV Houston.